Stop, right now. Look at your life. The same people who drained you in 2023 are still in your phone. The same fears that stopped you in 2024 are still running your decisions. The same excuses that kept you small in 2025 are still coming out of your mouth. And you're about to drag all of this garbage into 2026, thinking the year will magically fix you. It won't. You're going to lose again, unless you leave these 7 things behind right now. Not tomorrow, not January 1st, right now. Because if you enter 2026 carrying this weight, you've already lost before the year even starts. The reason your life looks the same year after year isn't bad luck. It's you. You keep bringing the same toxic patterns into every new year and wondering why nothing changes. Every December, people make resolutions. New year, new me. But January 1st arrives and you're the same person with the same problems making the same mistakes because you never actually left anything behind. Psychology calls this repetition compulsion. Your unconscious need to recreate familiar patterns even when they destroy you. You're addicted to your own suffering because at least it's predictable. But 2026 can be different, not because the year has magic, but because you finally cut off the dead weight. These 7 things have been killing your potential. If you don't leave them in 2025, you'll spend 2026 exactly where you are right now. The first thing you cannot bring into 2026. People who drain your energy and give nothing back. You know exactly who I'm talking about. The friend who only calls when they need something. The family member who criticizes everything you do. The person who takes and never gives. You've been carrying these people for years, making excuses for them, hoping they'll change. But energy vampires don't change. They find people willing to be drained and attached like parasites. Research from UCLA shows that toxic relationships create the same stress response in your body as physical danger. Every interaction is literally damaging your health. You think you're being kind by keeping them around. You're being a coward. You're choosing their comfort over your survival. 2026 is not the year to be nice. It's the year to be free. Cut them off and don't feel guilty. The second thing you must leave behind, your victim mentality. This will hurt, but you are not a victim of your past. You're a volunteer. You're choosing to stay stuck in old stories because being a victim is easier than being responsible. Every time you say, I can't because my childhood, or I would but my ex ruined me, you're giving your power away. You're making your past bigger than your future. I'm not saying your pain wasn't real. I'm saying continuing to use it as an excuse is destroying you. Psychologist Edith Eger, a Holocaust survivor, said the real prison is what you build in your own mind when you refuse to move forward. Your trauma is not your identity. Your pain is not your personality. And your past does not get to write your future unless you hand it the pen. Stop handing it the pen. The third thing killing your future, your comfort zone. You say you want change, but every day you choose comfort over courage. You stay in the job that bores you, the city that suffocates you, the routine that numbs you, and then you wonder why life feels like a prison. You built it. Neuroscience shows your brain is wired to choose safety over growth. It's a survival mechanism, but what kept you alive 10,000 years ago is keeping you small. Your brain can't tell the difference between real danger and the discomfort of trying something new. You're not in danger. You're in a cage you created, and the door has been unlocked this entire time. You just haven't had the guts to walk through it. 2026 won't hand you a new life. You have to take it. You have to do the scary thing. If you're not willing to be uncomfortable, you're not willing to grow. The fourth thing you must leave in 2025, the need for everyone to understand you. You're exhausted trying to explain yourself to people who have no intention of understanding. You keep defending your choices, justifying your boundaries, proving your worth to people who will never see it. Not everyone is going to understand your journey. Not everyone will support your decisions, and that's okay. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. Psychology calls this external locus of control. When you base your self-worth on other people's opinions, you give them power to destroy you. You become a puppet. Stop performing. Stop explaining. Stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. The people who are meant to understand you will. The people who aren't will find reasons to misunderstand no matter what. 2026 is the year you stop seeking permission to be yourself. The fifth thing destroying your 2026 before it starts. Unprocessed emotions you're pretending don't exist. You've been running from your pain so long you forgot it's chasing you. You distract yourself, stay busy, numb out with screens and substances, anything to avoid sitting with feelings you're terrified to face. But unprocessed pain doesn't disappear. It goes underground. It becomes anxiety, depression, physical illness, self-sabotage. You think you're protecting yourself. You're poisoning yourself. Research in trauma psychology shows unprocessed emotions create repetition compulsion. You unconsciously recreate painful situations over and over because your psyche is trying to heal the original wound. But you can't heal what you won't acknowledge. That anger you're suppressing is leaking out sideways. That grief you're avoiding is becoming numbness. That fear you're denying is controlling every decision. 2026 requires you to stop running. Sit with the pain. Feel it fully. Let it move through you. Cry the tears you've been holding. Do the work. Face the pain. And let 2025 be the year you finally set yourself free. The sixth thing you cannot take into the new year. The version of yourself you've outgrown. You're holding on to an old version of yourself that no longer fits. The person you were 5 years ago. The identity you built in survival mode. The personality you created to please people who don't matter anymore. You've changed. You've grown. But you're still showing up as the person you used to be because that's who everyone expects. That's who feels safe. Every day you pretend to be someone you're not is a betrayal of who you're becoming. You're lying to yourself and wondering why your life doesn't fit anymore. Psychology research shows people experience anxiety during growth because they're caught between two versions of themselves. The old self that feels familiar and the new self that feels terrifying. You can't become who you're meant to be while clinging to who you were. Let the old you die. Grieve it if you need to, but let it go. 2026 is the year to take up space, to speak louder, to become the version of yourself that scared the old you. The seventh and final thing you must leave behind. The belief that time will fix everything. You've been waiting for the right time, waiting to feel ready, waiting for circumstances to align. And while you've been waiting, your life has been passing you by. Time doesn't heal. Time reveals. It shows you what you're willing to tolerate. And if you bring this passive waiting into 2026, you'll spend another year watching everyone else live while you prepare to start. Psychology calls this the planning fallacy. People overestimate how much time they have and underestimate how much action is required. You think you have forever. You don't. You have right now. Stop waiting for January 1st. Stop waiting for Monday. Stop waiting for some perfect moment that doesn't exist. If you want a different life, start building it today. You're running out of time. Every day you wait is a day you'll never get back. Every opportunity you postpone might not come around again. 2026 doesn't owe you anything, but you owe yourself everything. Stop waiting. Start now. Most people will enter 2026 with all 7 of these things still attached. They'll make resolutions on January 1st, feel motivated for 2 weeks, and by February they'll be back where they started. Same patterns, same people, same excuses. Why? Because change is uncomfortable. Growth is painful, and most people would rather stay in familiar misery than risk transformation. But you're not most people. Something in you knows you can't keep living like this. Something in you is ready to fight for a different future. Something in you is done with the bullshit. Listen to that voice. That's your future self reaching back through time, begging you to make a different choice. You can enter 2026 free, light, powerful, but only if you're willing to leave the dead weight behind. Only if you choose yourself over everything else. The year doesn't make you new. Your choices do. If this video hit you, drop a comment and tell me which of these 7 things you're leaving behind. Which one has been destroying you? Say it out loud. That's the first step to doing it. Subscribe to Life Mind Gym for more brutal psychology truths. I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm here to wake you up. Share this with someone who's been stuck too long. Someone who deserves to know they can start over. 2026 is 11 days away. That's enough time to decide who you're going to be. Enough time to cut the dead weight. Enough time to choose freedom. You already know what needs to go. Stop pretending you don't. Face it, release it, and walk into the new year as the person you've been too afraid to become. The old you dies in 2025. The real you begins in 2026, but only if you let it.